Good morning and welcome back to Chinchilla Bowls Club for the 2026 Men's Fours Carnival. This carnival is proudly sponsored and supported by Canby Downs Mine, Carlton United Breweries and Western Downs Regional Council are sponsors of the live stream, Jackson's Parts and Industrial Supplies, Origin Energy, Cube Energy and a couple of locals, Peter Belgrove and Kay Ainsworth. We thank them very much for their support. And just on the screen there, I'm Robbie Allen, of course, and my daughter Tony's doing the switching today again. And just up on the screen there, excuse me, I'll just have to set this up, is the results from yesterday's rounds of the weekend. And I see there's 6 teams that have had 3 wins out of the 3. And you can see on the screen there the ends won and the points. Not much difference between them. There's only 5 points between the top 6 teams. And then, of course, you've got Brett Wolski with his gun team from Helensvale sitting in the 7th spot, ready to pounce. Okay, today we have a couple of games. First one is the team of Harold Waldron and Rogers, and they're playing against Jim Smith, John Smith, Matthew Prain and Joel Smith. So it's going to be an interesting sort of game there. The weather here today is good. It's around about 7 or 8 degrees when we first arrived. I think it's up to about 10 now, maybe 11. A little bit of cloud cover, but certainly a lot warmer than last year or the last few years we've been out here. They've turned on some good weather for us. Okay, they're just waiting for the bell to start. Okay, they're just teasing them over the bell. A lovely setting out here in Chinchilla. Everybody seemed to have a good time last night. They had a musician here at the club, a guy on a guitar and singing. And from what I'm led to believe, it was a very successful night. Okay, we're just waiting on that bell. The lady's over in the doorway there ready to ring the bell. Okay, and we're underway. Now, I'm not too sure what team's leading off first. It looks like the Tara team, so this must be Jim Smith on the mat. And just out of curiosity, Ewan Rogers, the skipper of the other team, he's actually from Warrnambool City, so he's quite a wee way away from home. So, as he says, or he asked, a big shout out to the ones down at Warrnambool City Bowls Club. And it's a very handy start from Jim. And it looks like we've got a few sets of black bowls here, so I could be a little bit challenged on whose bowl belongs to who. We'll have Harold as a solid black. And Jim changed his hand, got his weight right, but just a tad over, but it's in a good catching position. And I just see on the left-hand side of the screen here, on the rink beside us, we've got that little character, Jeff Lyson. He came and gave us a bit of an impromptu commentary sort of thing before, so we actually recorded it and we're going to put it up as a little snippet. Okay, this is John Smith. And they look to be a blue speckle. And of course Ken Wolski. Great speed on that one. And that's black with yellow rings. A good correction there from John. These local guys should know how this green plays. And they're certainly not afraid to go to that ditch side early. Whereas yesterday they were sticking to the inside part of the track. Okay, Matthew Prain. Or should I just call him Matthew Non-Smith? Gave that a good chance. You would just about have to call that blue and red. Blue and yellow, red, tricolour. And Ken Dolbel. Oh, what a great bowl. It looks more of a purple bowl than anything. Okay, it's getting interesting head now. First up, that's a pretty good head. But it looks like Jim's bowl is still holding the shot. Thanks, Tony. Got the inset up there. You just about have to back the purpley sort of bowl as second shot there. It's a bowl of Ken Dolbel's. Okay, see what Joel can do here. It's on the safe side. He's got that tricolour of Matthews to bounce up. Oh, this is pretty good, really. The first end of the game, and we have a brilliant head. Ewan's just a tad wide for what he's wanting, I believe, but that's going to help. He's got a couple of seconds there. In fact, he might have 3 or so seconds, maybe 4 seconds. Yes, if he hits that front one there, anything's possible. The jack will bounce around a little bit in there. You see how aggressive he is. I think his third wanted him to come a little bit quicker than that. And it looks like it's only 1 to Joel's team. So no doubt Jim will keep around about the same length as the last one, which is about a medium length. It might be a little bit shorter than what he wanted. It's a pretty handy start from Jim as well. These guys aren't just here for the fun of it. They're looking pretty serious. Okay, Tony's just going to adjust that scoreboard with the names. The guys have started off different to what we were, so we can just change ours pretty easily. Good weight there from Harold. Jim looks to be a little bit tighter this time, but I'm not too sure what sort of bowls he's got. They did hold a pretty good line on that sweeping side. Came out with a little bit of a wobble, but it's found its track. Oh, great effort. Okay, John says we better just cover that side. It's pointed pretty well. It should come underneath that bowl. Oh, I just caught it, but that's okay. Another bowl in the head there for them. Okay, Keane's just a smidgen light. And John's happy to stay there and just try to get round that black one and reach the back bowls. And he's played it pretty well. And it's a very good bowl, made 3 shots out of it as well. Ken certainly gave this one a little bit more. And that won't go out of place back there either. Okay, so Matthew on the mat. Still sticking to that forehand. Just needs to miss that black. Oh, and he's framed it a bit for them. So the second Ken, which is Ken Dolbel, I'll just call him Ken D. He can have a very confident draw here. He's got shoulders to work off. And he's got the back bowls. And it was just good draw weight. It would have brought it back to that first black there around about 7:30 as you're looking at it. Joe wants Matthew to just cover this back a little bit too, so that's a very good bowl. Extremely good. Okay, Ken D again. He's lacking a foot of weight. Possibly could be second shot. It just depends on the angle for that one of Matt's. Tony might be able to get us a side view on that one. Camera 2. Okay. Guys are in the way of the camera, that's no worries. Another good bowl there from Joel. That's green and white. Okay, Joel will be just looking at bringing that bowl of Matthews in, or just sliding underneath it himself. That's a very good bowl. Tipped that purple one out. Possibly made a good 3 there. Oh, Ewan's really got to get some movement either on those front bowls. Joel's one on the white. He's just looked to be drawing it. Once again, just that foot of weight makes a big difference. At least 2, if not 3, 4. Wow. Now if we get a side view on this one. I think it was only 4. Oops, they came out the side of his hand. Still going to stay in the rink though. Okay, so that's a handy start for the Tara team. And Jim looks to be pretty much on song again, or just slightly short. Had a good track. He'll be probably a little bit disappointed with that. It's about 4 foot. Gives Harold the opportunity to snaffle that first opportunity of really nailing the jack. And that's not too bad. About 1.5 feet. Good line here from Jim. Yeah, what a great correction. One from 4 foot short to for damn near a resting toucher. The bowls is a game of correction, or the art of correction is quite important in a game of bowls, and Jim has just shown us what to do on that one. Harold's got a good reply though, my goodness gracious me, what a bowl. Absolute rip snorter. Both these leads are started off very, very nicely. made their corrections with the second when they needed to. That's a sign of a good lead. Okay, Tony's just given me a little bit of a note here. I've got to do a shout out to my my good lady, Julie, and Tony's mum. She's at home looking after Tony's dog Poppy. So a shout out to them. I know they should be watching. Julie normally always watches our streams, and of course the dog sits here and wonders why she can hear my voice and not see me. As Tony said, or she's sleeping on the sofa watching, or not watching. Clean run, oh, that was a good effort. There's still 1 to Ewan's team at the moment. This is close. Brilliant. It's now made 3 shots. So Ken D will probably need to make sure he's reaching through into this. Well, that's a hard shot calling. Round those bowls. What you're doing is pushing the shot bowl further onto the jack. What end's he from that end? Yeah. Okay, so it's still 3 shots there to Joel's team. And now we've got Matthew in the way. Okay, Ewan. Backhand, 2 yards through. That's pretty good. He's taken 1 out. He's got 3rd shot there, and he's now got 2/3. I thought he might have just been a little bit quicker than that. You'd want a couple of yards of weight through. You can actually get both of those bowls out of there. Oh, it's worked in well, Joel. That's got right in his eye. I'll be coming now forehand straight down the line. Okay, looks to be another 2. It should make it 7-0 after 3 ends. The seconds will do the score there. Morning Pothole, morning Troy. Yeah, definitely multitasking this. Well, no, I'm not multitasking, Troy. All I'm doing is commentary. Tony's doing all the camera switching and zooming and panning. And it's very, very, very difficult for me to sit here in front of only one screen that's only viewing one camera view. I've normally got 4 different cameras that I'm looking at, and it gives me a greater depth of what's happening. Very hard to just see it from one view. I can appreciate how tricky it is for the commentators. But I do believe I'm going to get joined today by a guest commentator at some stage. Okay, Harold won't be happy with that. He's been plonking them on pretty good. He'll make the correction though, no doubt. These two leads have been making very good corrections if their first one isn't spot on. Just like this. I would not be surprised to see Harold just reach up and draw that shot bowl or draw the jack. Oh, he's being a little bit more aggressive on it. He says, I'm not going to be short this time. Made a good second shot out of it. Once again, it was a good correction after his first. Okay, John, the left-hander. Yeah, we're back there. He says it'll be handy for later. Ken W, just a bit of both required. Okay, John's just hasn't found enough width on that one. Oh, very interesting. Now Ewan's team's holding the shot. We might get a side view of that. Please, Tony, thank you. There's still a bit of room there to draw the shot. And Matthew's not too far away. Just a smidgen offline. Yeah, good call there, Ewan. Come down underneath those blacks at the white. Just getting a big turn there early in the day. This weight wouldn't have been too bad. He's given this a lot of air. effort. And that's number 2. So they'll be holding 2 shots. You can see in the inset up the top there, it's probably only about 6 or 7 inches short of the jack. I don't think Joel's going to be too much worried about this, so I think he's going to get some movement here. Can't afford to take his own out though, but he will be reaching it. Oh, that protects it a little bit. And you see on the scoreboard there it's 8-0, so we must have missed one of them somewhere. Okay, once again a very positive shot on this. And it's in the region. And he's played it very, very well, made 2 shots out of it. Great bowl, Joel. Okay, what's Ewan going to do here? Just going to be caught up in that short stuff. There'll be 2 shots. Takes him out to a 10-0 lead after the 4 ends. I think. Okay, I think he's finally got the hint. Somebody up the other end told him that all this beeping's happening and he wasn't listening to it. Okay. Once again, Jim's made that correction with his second bowl. Just a little bit short though. And Harold had good weight on that one, but once again, it's just missed the line. If John gets around that, he's played a good bowl. Yep, jack level. I think you need a bit more grass on that one, Ken. Okay, Ken just needs a bit more grass here. You can just about visualise the lines on the green there, where they've been tracking, and they've been turning quite, not viciously, but turning quite nicely at the end. Definitely coming back to the line most of the time. Good to see you watching, Vince. Oh no, I've missed a few from this other one. Don Nunn, morning from Drayton. Glenn Joyce, yeah, morning. We got Peter Matthews, Gotara, and Merv Howell watching from Bega. Welcome aboard, gentlemen. And g'day, Fiona. I just noticed you down there on the YouTube comments. Good to see you on board, Fee. And Robert King watching from Tauranga. Morning from over there in New Zealand, Robert. Good to see you on board. Okay, so camera looks just to be slightly out of focus, people. Sorry about that. It's a little bit better. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3 shots to Joel's team. Or we call it the Tara team. Not too sure about that one, whether it counts. It looks to be about 3 foot short. Well, that solved the problem. Ewan just chipped in one of his teammates' bowls, so he'll be holding one. Pretty hard for Joel to get it out clean, so he'll need to just trickle that jack back a foot or so. If he works off that shoulder, yeah, it was a good effort, good weight. Another bowl's width, he would have tucked that jack around the corner. Yeah, Ewan's keeping right away from the head. He's thinking, yep, we've got one there, we're going to take it. It was dangerous for him to try and draw another one. He only had to just touch that jack, tickle it round the corner, and it had been 2 down. Sometimes you've just got to play your last bowl deliberately on the high side, so that you're not gonna do any damage. Okay, so 10-1 after 5. Or am I wrong? No, that's correct. Yep, that's Harold throwing the jack. I just had a bit of a senior moment there. greens are running beautifully out here at Chinchilla. Hats off to the greenkeepers and the ground staff. They've got the place looking magnificent and the greens running beautiful. It's even catching some of the locals out there telling me that they're just not used to the way it's swinging. Yeah. Even Belgrove was saying he struggled on the Friday to really get a grasp on this green. It was just, he said, it was turning so much. Okay, Harold's down with the second. Looks to be a bit underline as well. Once it starts turning, it does take off. Jim seems to have better. No, not much grass better. It's still going to swing. These leads were killing it earlier on, the mid range of the distance or the lengths, but as the jack's gone further this time, it's caught them all out. But of course Harold had to change something. They were 10-0 down, so they had to change the length, either go short or long, so he chose long. And he's hopeful that the rest of his teammates will be able to find it. It's another one that's going to probably cross. It's coming in pretty hot, but yeah, that's going to make it interesting. One to Joel's team at the moment. Here we go, Tony's just given us the inset. Yep. There is a toucher in the ditch just below the rink number. Yep. Oh, that certainly doesn't look wide enough. Now they've got to be right outside that black line, that rink edge line. They would have to be a couple of feet outside that, the way it's swinging in from there. Okay, Ewan on the mat. Yeah, a better line. That was a great effort. And Joel's out there as well. That's where they're coming from. Just got into the rink. Still probably 5 foot short. Yeah, Ewan just forgot to push that one. Okay, Joel, this is your chance to get the bonus. Well, he gave it a chance. So 1 to Team Smith. So Joel says, let's just shorten this up a bit again. I'll be back to a medium length. Thank you, Maria, for those kind words. And Wayne Southern. Yeah. Welcome aboard, everybody. Lovely bowl there from Harold. Jim will make the correction. Oh no, he still slipped in a smidgen. As a lead, it's nice to be able to make a correction when you have to, but I'd prefer myself not to have to correct too much. Got to try and make that first one count as much as possible. And Harold's done that. He's got the first one counting and he's making sure the second one is just behind. Yeah, well done, Harold. Good bowls. So the southpaw of John Smith. He's fallen into that trap. You can see the tracks on the green. The players have got to trust what they see. They see it, but swinging like that, you've got to trust it and just give it that little bit more grass. You know it will come back. And Ken has done that. Just pushed it a bit quick, but once again, it was a good line. John's speed last time was pretty spot on. It's taken better grass this time. And that'll come in nicely. That'll be number 1. Ken just sliding under. Speed was good. Oh man. Matthew, that's a bit tight. Everything in Ewan's team's favour here. Any movement of the jack has got to be beneficial for them. Wow, good effort. Yeah, that's it, Joel. You need to cover that area there. You'll be 4 down. Yeah, it was a good effort, Matthew. Just possibly inside that bowl instead of outside it next time. Another counter down there for Ewan's team. They've got quite a collection there. Okay, Matthew, out of the camera. Yep. That's it, Joel. Underneath that and come into these black ones there. Yeah, great bowl. Absolutely brilliant. That's going to take a lot of pain out if that jack moves. Unless it goes way out there. I still believe that Ewan must be holding at least 2 or 3 there, I believe. Good bowl here from Joel. Yeah, that's good. Didn't have to climb right on the jack. He just had to beat those 3 shots on the left-hand side that were holding. He would have been more happier getting it closer, but did what he needed to do, and he still probably got shot out of it. And he has. Okay, another one to Joel. Keeping a commanding lead happening there. 12-1 after 7 ends. Okay, good weight there from Jim. Yeah, top bowl here, Harold. Well done. Looks like he's got Taylor GTRs. Oh, that's tight, Jim. Yeah, and you know it, you got your arm out there. And once again, great weight or great speed. It's pretty frustrating when you're leading and you miss your line, but your weight is spot on. It's really, really frustrating at times because you know your job is to just put them round the head. Don't have to draw a touch at every single bowl. Lead's job is just to get the bowls on the head to set it up. Touches are handy, but yeah, just as long as you leave the head in a better state than when you first stepped on the mat, that's your job done. Generally, you've got 3 mates behind you who are in their positions because of certain strengths, and you leave all that fancy stuff up to them. That's a great bowl. John's fixed that up for Jim. Not too sure whether those guys are brothers, John and Jim. That's something I haven't found out, but I do know that there is a 3 Smiths and a non-Smith in this team. So Ken W, very good effort. Okay. Down well again, John. That will come back round to the line. Okay. Ewan says, "Yep, just draw around there, Ken. You've got room. You had perfect weight last time." And you're not too far away this time either. Inside edge there, well done. 2 shots to Ken Wolski. Yeah, that last one, absolutely magic bowl, well thought out. And good call from the skip, says it. Told him he could get there, knowing that there was room. And, of course, Ken trusted his call. And in this game, you've got to trust your skip's calls. So Matthew says, no, we can't be sitting 2 down. So he's now sitting with 2 shots because that bowl of John's from before, that was a good effort from Ken D. It's no use being short on it. He went for trailing the jack in the ditch, made sure he reached it, gave it every possible chance. I was just thinking there is a shot down that left-hand side of the green. Just needed a bit more weight though, Matthew. He's counting though. That's all he's worried about at the moment. The holding 3. So as they change over, the skips will be saying, well done boys, good effort. But when the jack moves like that, those bowls up the front there, it's hard to believe that there were some good shots in there before. Really close ones. Jack movement does does change things quite a lot. And Joel's just got to clear the bunch. A little bit fortuitous here. Got the nice little slide. Brought it in for 4. And if I was a skip, I'd be asking those guys with the shadows just to move away from that, the head where it is at the moment. Gives you a false sort of reading when you've got shadows hanging around the head. Especially when it's right over the jack, like that last person to put their shadow over the jack. That's, in my opinion, a big no-no. I think somebody's just told him. Yeah, it's one thing you don't do. You make sure your shadow is not over the jack at any time. Okay, Joel's made 3, possibly 5 there. Ewan's got to get something handy here. He's got to make sure he reaches through it. Doesn't have to worry about getting the shot, but he's certainly got to beat those 3 front ones. As long as he stops, he's done that. And it just dropped in, unfortunately. Okay, this will be interesting. So we know we've got 3. The other angle might be better, Tony. No indication. Yep, 5. Wow, that was a big end. And that last bowl of Ewan's just dropped into the ditch as well. If it had stayed up there, he would have cut 3 of them out. But it was just unfortunate. So that blows the game out a little bit. 17-1 after halfway through. And they've opted to go the longer length again. They've picked up that the guys were struggling to get down that full length. So they thought, right, we'll have a long one again and see what happens. Morning, Jimmy Dalrymple. Good to see you on board. It was good catching up too when we were up that area in Mackay when we fueled up that time. It was quite spooky seeing you at the servo. We might catch up again with you if you're coming down to view the Golden Nugget. We'll be down at Tweed for that if you're popping down to watch any of that at any stage. A couple of shots here to Jim. Harold just needs a clean run. Just unfortunately, just didn't quite have the speed to get round his other bowl. Pretty good looking bowl here, going to get some results. Yep, well done, John. Made sure you reached it. Probably a good call there, Ewan. Those two whites are shots anyway, so if you can get either side of them, you're laughing. Just a bit quicker. We'll come round on that ditch side. It will come round. Excuse me. We'll come round those bowls. Sorry about that. I've got a what do you call it? A foal in the throat. Yeah, a bit hoarse, or a small horse. Not used to this much talking. Yeah, that was a good bowl. Gave it every opportunity. That was a touch that went into the ditch though, so Joel can get his team to be confident to bring that jack back. And Matthew's done exactly that. Gave it a good chance. Didn't miss that by much. And Ewan just showing them that those bowls are probably about 8-10 feet out. But it starts turning halfway down. It's a bit of a worry. I think Matthew will give this another crack. He's shown his intention with the first. Close this time as well. Same bowl. Needs to get those bowls taken to the gunsmith and get the sights checked. Yep, it's coming to a reasonable home. Probably was coming in a little bit hot until it got that edge and did take the sting off it. But if he had cleared it at that speed and got the jack, he would have sat in the ditch with it and safeguarded a shot. Yeah, Joel was a bit wayward on that one. Good weight, but just a bit wayward. Looks as if it's only the one down. Okay, make the adjustment, Joel. Still pushed it wide, but that's one way of doing it. A bit lucky, but that looks to be the shot, the purple one now. I think that the other white is just out of contention. Tony will give us a view of that before this bowl comes down. No, wrong one. I would be picking that's 2 shots to Ewan's team. Okay, 17-3 after 9. Still a commanding lead. They don't want to rest on their laurels though. They will need the ends and the margins. Have a look where Joel is on the leaderboard at the moment. He's down a 9th spot. And 2 wins plus 20 or 26 ends, total points 46. He's not too much off the pace, about 11 points off the bottom third or 3 winner, who's sitting in 6th spot. Great bowl here from Jim. Back to his tricks, just drawing bowls to the head. Harold's indicating with his arm that he thought it was a bit tight. He did have a bit of a look at the bowl on the jack rather than just drawing to the head. He was definitely in his mind to actually make sure he reaches right through it. Which will brings Harold's second bowl in contention. He must have known something. Must have had a feeling it was going to go back there. And we got Ken W. Maybe just pushed it a bit too wide. Might struggle to come in from there. Yep, and it certainly didn't come into the rink. Bit of fresh area out there, hasn't been used much and not very many bowls rolled on it. People don't normally walk up that wide as well. They walk up through the middle of the rink. So it's pretty raw material out there. And that one is actually on the wrong bias. Okay, so that'll cost Ken W a couple of drinks for the team later on today. And no doubt somebody from his club will see that and take a snippet off the live stream for that and get it played in the club. As they normally do. That was just a subtle hint for somebody out there who's watching to actually take a snippet off it at some stage, just to make sure that the club does have a copy of it. Not that we would deliberately get people to do that to embarrass the players, but hey, it's bowls, needs to be done. And it does get quite embarrassing. I can remember in the Australian Open at Helensvale one day, I was actually playing on rink 2 and BA was streaming on rink 1 and heard Clive comment saying, oh, there's Robbie Allensbowl coming through our head. That was only one of my 3 wrong biases that day. Okay, Matthew having a bit of a search for the bowl. We need to have been a little bit more quicker than that to hold that line. Has stayed on the green though, that's the main thing. They've got a couple of seconds. Joel will be looking at that shot bowl to try and chip it out. Okay, Ewan trying to give the shot bowl a friend. He was turning early and desperately short. Joel's given this a good chance. An inch or so, that was it. Could have chipped that out beautifully. Come on, Ewan, you need something there. Giving it a friend. And ripping from there. Yeah, that's a good bowl. Beat the white. Or yes, it may have. Joel will still have a crack at it though. If he gets it out clean, he's got at least one. And if he does take that other one out, he's only going to be dropping an extra one. So one shot to Ewan. So 10 of the 16 ends have been played. Still got 58 minutes to go. I think one of them yesterday did go to the time. I heard the bell go. I think it might have been the third round. There was one game left on this green. Once the bell had gone, they were still finishing their last end. Okay, Harold's thrown a medium. They want to try and keep away from the long ends if possible. That's a good start, Harold. Harold just dropped a bit short there. Could be shot though. It's hard to tell. There's a lot more bowls to come yet, and as Brian would say, he doesn't think shot's been played as yet. Okay. Jim just made sure his first bowl ended up with trot. It's a good effort from Ken W. He said, John, you've got to take a bit of grass. They will swing. And they swing quite a bit. Great weight. He'll come back a long way from out there. Another one with good weight. Not too sure the Rays made enough correction on the line or not. Still looking to cut across. Yep. Same line as before. Okay, Ken D. Yeah, they're really ripping back from that end. Bit of a breeze getting up there now too, I'm just noticing. Where we're sitting, we've got, you can see on the top left hand corner of the screen there, we've got the shade up a little bit right in front of us, just so that we can get the signal out to the cameras to beep it, and also to talk to the players if we need to query any scores. And we're finding that it's just starting to come in through that gap a little bit. You can see the flags in the background just behind the scoreboard area at the top there, fluttering away quite nicely. Okay, what's Ewan covering a bit of the back there? Holding shot, making sure that the back is covered in case the jack springs all the way back down there. Good looking bowl here from Joel. Absolutely brilliant. Just not too sure whose bowl that is at the 3 o'clock mark. No, sorry, the 9 o'clock mark.
You folks want to drink or something or all?
Okay, Ewan's, no, we're pretty good, thanks. Yep. Oh, unlucky. Got that bowl of Matthews out, but just slid the jack a bit bit sort of sideways rather than sort of coming through neatly with it, because he would have had a couple of shots otherwise, but he's still one down. Joel's got the opportunity of making a bonus here. I don't think he's here. He'll be disappointed with that. As you can see with his body languages. Yeah. Not to worry, he got the one shot. It ticks over the board once more. And that's another end that the opposition can't score on. Jim's got that line just about 2.5 feet short. Maybe 2 feet short. I think those squares are 4 foot by 4 foot roughly. No, they've got to be wider than 4 foot. They're only 4 foot deep, but the width, yeah, it's got the full width of the half rink there. So that'll be at least 2 and a bit meters. I think the rinks are about 4.6. Let's see if there's a correction here from Harold. No, still about the same line roughly. Yep, good bowl there from John. Okay, back bowl there from Ken W. And John just covering those 2 bowls at the back there. And Matthew just under the head a little bit. Good weight though, reaching it, giving his bowl a chance. Ken was having a close look at that one. is sailing through. Matthew's got a bit of grass this time. Yeah, great bowl. Yeah, good bowl there. Opened up a bit. Looks to be still 2 shots though. One to the blue and one to the tricolours. And that purple bowl of Ken Dolbel's or Dolbel looks to be the 3rd shot. Okay, Joel's just made another one there. Ewan needs to just come in underneath that white little trail of the jack for a couple. He just didn't have the line. The weight looked good for what he was after. Okay, Joel just needs to beat his bowl, just come round it and sit on that purple. If he can get a roll out of that purple, he could be holding 5. Wow, that turned early on him. May come in to be counting. Oh, Ewan unlucky. Okay, there's another big multiple coming up here. Not giving us any indication of how many were scored. We just have to wait till the seconds put it up when they get down that end, unless the skip's going to do it. Doesn't look like they're going to. I believe it was close to 4 or 5. I'll ask Matt. You just got confirmation from Matthew that was just a 4. Well, I shouldn't say just a 4. A 4 is certainly a reasonable score in any game. So 4 ends to go. Ewan will be trying to just, what's the word, save the hemorrhaging. Wants to get a couple of ends up his sleeve. I'm not too sure how they were on the board. Harold, 1 win. Yeah, he was sitting down in 20th spot. Won their first one, then lost the next couple by a 14 and a 10. Very good bowl from John. Let's see what King can do here. He's a little bit tight. This rink is certainly finding people out. In fact, the whole green, not just this rink, the whole green, there's a lot of them that are cutting underneath the head. That's another great bowl. Unfortunately, he's framed it. King can really play whatever speed he's happy with to hold that line and make some serious movement there. Yep, played good weight for that. Gave it every opportunity. There's a black bowl at the back and a white bowl at the back. So one of Ken's bowls and Jim's bowls are at the back of the rink. Well done, Matthew. Well played. Changed it up a bit. Taking that clean run of the jack to the ditch out. So if there is any movement there, it would be stopping the shot bowl or stopping the bowl that's doing the damage from travelling down too much with it. He'll be playing to cover the back now. As I say, Jim's got one back there, but this needs to cover a black bowl that's just past that. You can see the black bowl underneath the Carlton United symbol there, or sign. Yeah, similar bowl, didn't miss it by much. Okay, there's a state of play from the side angle there. A few bowls at the back there. Joel will be just wanting to build that up because the jack is not going to be coming forward. You got good, the three furthest back they've got. So Ewan's got to be careful with what weight he springs this with. If he's going to spring it, he needs to just bring it back a metre or so. That gives him something else to work with as well. Another bit of a shoulder that he can work off. Yep, well played again, Joel. Ewan's got to be quite careful. If he takes that bowl out that's on the centre line, that bowler there's, he'll be another 4 or 5 down. I think he's got the shot bowl this time. Well done. But he's probably worse off. Probably 4 down. At least 3. measure for the 4th. Matthew's saying it's bloody hard to get that little clip thing off the edge of the measure. Yeah, that's a better idea. Much better idea. Put the measure against the bowl. That's close. No, that's not in. Not too sure on that measure. Both of them look to be very, very close getting over that edge. I think they're doing the scoreboard now. $26-4, that was another 4. Those consecutive 4s on the last 2 ends does help the scoreboard on Joel's behalf. Certainly helps with the end wins and the differential, but he's still a game or a win short of those top 6 at the moment. And I'm not too sure how they're getting on. I know Helensvale is playing over there, and they were in 7th spot, so 2 spots ahead of Joel by only 2 ends. Okay, now's probably a good time to also thank our sponsors for this tournament. Came by Downs Mine, managed by the Yancoal Australia Group, Carlton United Breweries and Western Downs Regional Council, who've sponsored the live streaming, Jackson's Parts and Industrial Supplies, Origin Energy, Cube Energy, and of course Peter Belgrove and Kay Ainsworth. Thanks again for all of those sponsors. Little clubs like this here rely on sponsors to make their tournaments and carnivals happen, and we thank them very much for their support. Also, I'd like to thank them for inviting us out here again for the 4th year of the live streaming out here. We love coming out to the country places. The atmosphere is always friendly. Food's always good. Hospitality's equal to that as well. And it's pretty much laid back when you get out in the country as well. No hustle and bustle like you get in the metropolitan areas. Okay, it's a bit of a loose head from the mall at the moment. Nobody's really gained ascendancy and got something really close. A few bowls to come yet though. The front end guys will be just saying, well look, we'll just leave a bit of room and let the skips see if they can draw it for a change, Well, that's what the front end always say when it's a loose end like that anyway. Whether it's true or not, doesn't really matter. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story. And comments seem to have dried up. Everybody must be quite happy just watching the game. But I have noticed that I haven't seen any of our overseas ones on. The Canadians, the Scottish, South Africans, haven't seen them on today at all. But once again, they could be watching something else. There's a lot of sporting events on around the world this time of the year, or especially this weekend. World Cup's still happening, Wimbledon's on. We've got AFL, NRL. We have, I think, Bowls New Zealand have got their champion and champion singles finals day. I believe there's some state champs around Australia here as well going today. So there's a plethora of sporting things happening that people have the choice of. Okay, looks like the purple bowler Ken Dees is close to shot. Yeah, it's very open head at the moment. The tricoloured bowl of Matthews is still a good 2 feet away from the jack. Ewan stalking this one, and he's played it very well. And he'll be saying to himself, okay boys, that's how you do it. You should have done that earlier on this end. Of course, Ewan from Warrnambool City, a long way from home. Well, Joel, that could have been expensive. Or maybe not. Might only be a couple down. Just depends on the angles. Oh, Ewan, you bounced that one out a bit. Certainly didn't come out as smooth as you would have liked from the arm, but by gee, look at that turn. What a bowl. There's at least a couple. They haven't done the scoreboard. The skips are not bothering about the scoreboard. But Tony seems to believe that she saw a 2 signal there somewhere. Okay, 2 ends to go, up and back. 27 minutes, heaps of time. Harold's first bowl still in play. It's only about 3 feet or so behind the jack. And Jim once again getting a bit of chalk. He's had quite a bit of chalk this game. And see somebody's bowl from the other rink coming into ours down that far end. Somebody else who's going to have to buy a round of drinks for the teammates. Oh, I think you're going to get caught up there, Jim. And that breeze is just coming up a little bit more. You can see that the flags in the background. Starting to blow the paperwork around here in this little area we're in. Morning, Patricia Steen. Yep, they've all left me to do the commentary. Thank you very much for those nice comments. But yes, it's I had no commentator available to come out this weekend. So rather than try to find somebody from the club who may or may not have had the time, I brought my daughter out to do the switching of the cameras and the camera work, and I've limited myself to see only one camera view, which is on the screens in front of the commentary area here. And yeah, it's taken me out of my comfort zone a bit, but yeah, I don't mind doing the odd commentary now and again, but my throat is getting a little bit sort of dry and stuff, and I can understand how Brian and them have been saying about their dry throats over a period of time, and I now appreciate what they're saying. Not that I didn't appreciate their work anyway, but yeah, I know I can understand when they say they do get a bit of a sore throat after talking for so long. Good bowl here from Matthew. Secured a couple of shots there. They have no intention of letting Ewan and them get easy end points. Joel's team still wants to get as many end points as they can. A win in this game, which they will do, and a win in their last game could put them into a position of maybe looking at some prize money. And actually they play John Sipple in the last game, so Joel plays John, and the only thing separating them, both had the same number of wins, both had the same number of ends. It's only a margin of 11 separating the two teams in 9th and 10th spot, which will be playing next round on rink 11. Okay, so we're looking at possibly 4 shots there. 3 anyway. Yep, 3 and maybe a measure for that 4th. Just hard to tell. He's got a good wall of bowls there for Ewan to sit on though. And looks like he's well pointed to do that. Can't have played that much better. That's number 1. Once that started turning, it was gone. Looking at that inset, I'm not too sure, but looking at the main screen picture, I would back Ewan having the shot, and he's going to confirm that now. Absolutely. 2 well played bowls. Joel can sit on them though. I think he's just under. Might get a slide. No, might get a slide. Maybe push another one in even. Now having a close look at the second. Don't use your teeth, Matthew. That's how you chip them. Oh, yeah. That was going to be a good view otherwise. And now, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't realise that we're zooming in. I think it's only the one. They're not too sure what's happening there. We definitely know there's one. And Ken will do the scoreboard very shortly. No, they're not going to do the scoreboard. We'll give them one anyway, because we know that there was one guaranteed shot. Okay, yep. Well done, Ken. Now he's updated it, but standing still in front of it. Oh, he hasn't updated it, he zeroed it off. Oh, Ken, that was a bit disappointing. I can't understand why teams do that, where it comes up the last end in a competition like this where people are looking around to see how the other ones are going to find out what they need to do, and they zero it off before the last end's played. I still can't understand the reasoning behind that. Maybe it's just an old habit from years ago, but gee, it's got to change. Yep, we'll just give them one at the moment until we confirm it when they come down this end. Yeah, no, that's my pet hate that when they zero it off early. Well, yes, yeah, as Tony says, especially on a live stream game. I know we've got the scoreboard on the screen, but that one down on the ground level is the official one. Ours is only an image of what theirs is as a rule. Ours is not an official scoreboard. But to be honest, we're probably more accurate than the scoreboards at times. And it has happened where the seconds have come up to us and says, our cards aren't accurate, what score have you got on your screen? So we tell them and they say, yep, okay, well one of us is right. And then they go through and then they can see their mistakes a little bit easier. But we have it all recorded. We can go back and let them know at a very short notice. We can just go down to our preview that's down the bottom. That's been recording it, and we can go back through it frame by frame for them even. So it's no dramas. Okay, coming up the next game, we only get a half an hour break. That just gives them time to have a little bit of smoko. They're not going to have lunch till after the second game, which is about 2 o'clock finish. So they fed them all this morning. Gave them all bacon, eggs and sausages and mince for brekkie. And then they're going to give them a little bit of a morning tea. So I'm picking it's going to be some scones and things like that there. So there's a half an hour break between games. And in our last game today, we have Bruce Maguire's team, and they've been supporters of this carnival here many times, they tell me, and they keep on coming back, which is good because it's a great tournament to keep on coming back to. And of course, another team that's a regular out here is Chris Ryan's team. So we've got Russell Todd, Chris Madden, Phil Blank and Bruce Maguire. That's against Neil Simpson, Lenny Rasmussen, Carl Chitchin and Chris Ryan. So that's coming up at 11:45 a.m. this morning. Keep an eye out for the notifications of when that's coming on and happening. And once again, that'll be a pretty good match. I think we had both of them on last year as well, and possibly even the year before. Yeah, that's a couple of shots to Joel's team. Calling on a forehand shot reaching through. Not on bad line at all for this shot. What a great effort. Solid second shot out of it. Matthew can come on his back. Oh no, he's coming forehand as well. As you can say, he could have come on his backhand, come underneath the jack, sat that purple bowl out, and if he just spewed the jack a little bit, he was coming through with it anyway. Okay, last 4 bowls coming up for this game. Thanks, Tony. Got the inset up there just to show positioning of everything. Okay, we can see there's a couple of bowls at the back there. The jack does go back, but on that angle, if it does get hit flush, it's more likely to go out of bounds and get respotted. Yep, Matthew just starting to encroach on the screen there a bit. Okay, 1 down, so Ewan's got 1 left to make some amends and get another end point. And Joel will be wanting to protect what he's got. And that looks to be going underneath. So I don't think Joel's going to worry too much. I think he'll just take the 1 shot. But I thought he would have been playing his forehand to just draw to the purple. This way here he's still risking if he gets onto the purple and pops the blue out. Yeah, don't worry about the camera, guys. Yep, 1 to Joel. Leaves it as 27-7 after the 16th end. Thank you again for tuning in and following us today on the stream. And I would like to thank our sponsors of the Chinchilla Bowls Club's 2026 Men's Fours Carnival, which are Came by Downs Mine, managed by the Yancoal Australia Group, Carlton United Breweries and Western Downs Regional Council, who are the sponsors, co-sponsors of the live stream out here this weekend. Jackson's Parts and Industrial Supplies, Origin Energy, Cube Energy, and of course the locals Peter Belgrove and Kay Ainsworth. We thank them very, very much for their support of this event. As we're saying, the next game will be up at 11:45. Bruce Maguire versus Chris Ryan. It should be a cracker. So listen out for the ping for the notifications, and on the YouTube ones, please subscribe so you can get those notifications so that you know when we're on board. We're looking to try and get close to 7,500 to 8,000 subscribers by the end of this month. So it would be good. It costs you nothing to subscribe. Just keeps you in the loop of everything that's happening that we're doing. Until 11:45, it's Rob Allen here signing off. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you again very soon. Bye for now.